Hey, this is Billy Childs from Brittany Fox, and you're listening to the Cosmick Voice.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
This is the Cosmick Voice. Cosmick Voice. Music, talk, and nothing but business with your hosts, Chris Natalini and Mick Michaels. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cosmick Voice. This is Season 8, Episode 7. I am here with my co-host, Chris Natalini.
Ho, ho, ho. What's happening, brother?
And I am Mick Michaels. Welcome back. This is our holiday extravaganza show. How are you, sir? Jing-a-ling-a-ling.
Can you hear them? The jingle bells?
Oh,
There
I
they
hear
are.
them.
I am doing well, my friend. How are you, brother?
I'm great. I hear the jingle-lingle bells all year round, so I don't know if that's
true.
good or bad, but
True,
you know
do
what I
hear
mean?
jingle
Yeah,
bells all
it's
the time.
there's something loose in my head the whole time. So, but I'm doing good, man. This is the silly
That's awesome,
season,
brother.
Episode 7 already.
Seven. Let me ask you a question. I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the air, but since we're talking about holidays, Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh my.
The big scuttlebutt on the internet is Die Hard a Christmas movie. Go ahead, Mick. Because
If
you're
it's-
Mr. Christmas.
well-
brother. let's be honest.
The truth of the matter is, I guess if it happens within the holiday season, and by that I mean the movie is set, well then yeah, it's kind of a Christmas movie. How you look at
Okay.
it like that, whether it is, it isn't, I don't know. Yeah, the original Lethal Weapon, they actually started with
Oh, yeah, I
a
think
Christmas
you're right.
song.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, is it a traditional Christmas movie? Absolutely not. But
Well, I did read an article a long time ago where it said, what is a Christmas movie, quote unquote? And they were saying that Christmas movies center on love and family and faith and believing and that kind of thing. And without getting too deep in the woods about, having faith and believing, but we believed in Bruce Willis, and that movie is about his wife, family, love, overcoming, hoping that he beats the bad guy, so it kind of technically can be considered a Christmas movie.
it's like saying, what's a sci-fi movie? You did a movie where you were set in space, but it was a drama. Is that a traditional sci-fi movie? I don't know.
Good question.
I mean, because
Ooh,
you
that's
look at
good.
it like the Stanley Kubrick film,
Oh, yeah, 2001 Odyssey?
2001 Odyssey. I mean, technically, when you think of, even at that time, what sci-fi was considered, or science fiction, because I don't know if it was called sci-fi back then, that became more of a modern-day term to it. Flash Gordon and Star Trek probably was a little bit even more so than that. But it was a heavy drama,
Yeah,
maybe even for some boring at times.
true.
But at the same time, it falls under the category of science fiction.
It's true, man. It's very true. I never looked at it like that, but yes, you are correct.
And now the big thing is they're coming out with a horror film of Betty Boop, and it came out
Yeah.
with Popeye and this and that and the other thing, and Santa Claus one.
That's because those characters, the Mickey Mouse, the Popeye, they lose these IPs or these trademarks, so everybody, and the Mickey Mouse one did really well, the Winnie the Pooh ones did really well, the Popeye did really well, and now they got a Betty Boop one coming. So listen, why not? If people are going to watch them, they're going to do well.
Apparently there's a Wizard of Oz one coming as well, and
Yeah.
isn't the Carpenter's Son kind of that same vein, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even going to get into that one, but
Okay, so you consider Die Hard technically a Christmas movie.
do I watch it during Christmas? No, I don't. I would think if networks start branding it 100% a Christmas movie, they're going to miss their opportunity to play it 6,000 times during the summer on TBS. So I think it's a stupid argument for sake of whatever, but at the same time, it's...
Listen, they can't put it on TBS at Christmas because Christmas Story is on TBS.
That's right. Wow.
Don't mess up my Christmases, man.
Well, they do the 24-hour thing of it, right?
Yes, bro. Yes. And would love that. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
So,
It's Ross the Boss.
Take it down.
Johnny D from Brittany Fox.
This is Stephen Pearcy from Rat, the Rat Bastard. You're listening to the Cosmick Voice.
So yeah, here we are.
Here we are, man. Here we are.
Here we are.
Big plans for the holiday.
You know, just normal things, man. Spending time with Holiday, kind of chill. You know, unfortunately, as we get older, you know, our Christmases change. And unfortunately, a lot of our Christmases, not to bring up your personal life, but your family's kind of grown in the past year or so.
Yes.
But, you know, as I've gotten older, you know, we have lost people. So my Christmases get a little more, you know, a little more relaxed, a little kind of quaint and quiet as they used to be. But that's okay, because it is what it is. So just quiet time, man, like just eating a lot and watching Christmas Story and, you know, sitting by the tree and, you know, all the cool Christmas things that you do, and, you know, having the YouTube fireplace on, it plays Christmas music, and, you know, because so it makes you feel like you're sitting by the fire. Except my mom has one of those fire heaters, you know, with the fake fire but blows heat. Right. So we'll be sitting by that.
There you go.
Watching Christmas Story. Yeah.
You get it hot enough, you believe it's real. Yeah, feel that? Oh my God. My face
but that's
is all
it, brother.
red.
How about you?
Well, listen, honestly, I mean, I was really hoping for a low-key holiday this year. Like, I was talking to my wife, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this year we'll just stay home. Don't do anything. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. That ain't happening, unfortunately. But listen, when I was younger and with a family, you're running from this house to that house to this house, eating 60 times in a day, and you're just kind of, you go into this comatose at the end while you're driving home, and not one gas station's open at that time back in those days.
Especially guys like us, because we're Italian, so our families, everybody had food.
There's food all the time. So, but
all day.
Over the years, you know, listen, I've experienced it as well. I mean, as many people have, right? Your family decreases and then it starts to grow again, or it decreases, unfortunately, cycle of life. Some people do less and you see less people and, you know, that kind of thing. Those days, I think, at least on my end, those days of giant families and everybody coming out of the woodworks that you hadn't seen in a while, I don't think that society does that as much.
No, those days are gone, man.
You know, I mean, there's people that do it. I get it. There's still people that do it. Yeah. But it's not as common. That, hey, listen, low-key type of Christmas, like you said, stay at home or, you know, relax by the fire. You know, just keeping small groups together. That's where I think more and more people have gone to, especially since COVID, sure. Over the last 5 years, things have gotten a little bit more truncated.
Yes. Yep.
Again, like, you know, not to keep harping on this, but, like, you know, we had the rug pulled out from under us, and everybody's world just shifted. And there was months where I think all of us collectively were lost. Like, we're just kind of like...
Oh, yeah.
I do remember, not this has anything to do with music, but I remember going out, even though we were told not to go out, but I went out, and we went to a store that was open, and literally it felt like The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? It just was kind of weird, man. It was an odd sensation, and that fear set in where people were like, you know what? I'm just going to stay home, not going out.
Yeah.
You're waiting for, like, Rick to run by in his gown and, you know, with his big cowboy hat and guys chasing him. You know, and I think I mentioned this before. I used to watch that show. I never finished it because it got, like, crazy. But when the show first came on, those zombies, like, all you had to do was sprint. And they used to sleep during the day or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Then by, like, season 3, season 4, they're all track stars. They're like Iron Men. They're sprinting. They're fast. They never sleep. It's like, this is crazy. Like, come on. Come on.
You know, they were attracted to noise. If you sat quietly in your house, you know, they would kind of disperse, and that they were attracted to noise. Little tidbit, Mick. Here's a little tidbit. Number one, I'm rewatching the entire Walking Dead collection because I'm going to eventually get to, you know, the offshoots. Anyway, side note, I've been reading some of the Walking Dead books, Rise of the Governor, kind of like during the Governor years.
Yeah.
And those books, the zombies can smell blood, which I thought was an interesting twist. You know, they don't say that in the show. There's a part in one of the books where they're held up in this apartment building for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're surviving. And one of the characters in the book says they're starting to kind of crowd the streets because they could smell our blood. And I was like, wow, that's kind of an interesting thought process. Like that was an interesting little thing to throw in there. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool.
The end of season 1, when they were at the CDC or something, and I remember the scientist guy saying that we all have the gene in us.
We all have the gene, yeah.
Yeah, and then they never really talked about that again. They made it seem like you were infected from it. But
that's basically what they said, was we were all infected, and then when we passed, so it was just a continuing cycle until all human race, the
until you lost your head.
Yeah. Until the whole human race was gone. Yeah, I don't know, and I could be wrong, and maybe someone who listens to this show can maybe do a little more research and let us know. But I think there was a thing where I saw one of the writers or directors go, yeah, we didn't mean to present that so soon in the show. I think they got themselves in a corner and had to get out of it. A part of me thinks that I had read that somewhere or seen an interview where they were like, yeah, we didn't mean to put that out there so fast, because they never revisit it.
Right, exactly.
They never go back to it.
Never.
The first episode of the second season, they're coming out of that, and then it's never spoke of again.
Never.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a change of events for us, right?
I was just thinking that.
We're like somewhere else now. We haven't talked about music once. Well, maybe that's a sign. This is season 8. We're done with the music. Season 9, we just talk about whatever. All right, let's get into the topic then. Ho, ho, ho.
Yes.
So the topic is, are holiday theme songs worth it as an artist? Are holiday theme songs worth doing as an artist? What do you think, buddy?
I'm really kind of excited to hear what you think about this, because you have been putting out holiday songs for a number of years at this point. You're always ahead of schedule. You always know one that's coming out. You always have one written. Hearing your take on it's going to be interesting. But for me, I think it's a great idea, man. I think now in 2025, where Halloween is such a big thing, a lot of people are putting out Halloween songs. And if you really look at the history of music, if you go back into like vintage artists, you'd probably be shocked at how many artists put out songs about Halloween. Because I know every year around Halloween, I have a playlist that I play, and a lot of it is from like the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. There's so many Halloween songs, and good songs, other than Monster Mash, your main ones. There's so many great songs. Same thing with Christmas, right? There's been Christmas songs, I'm sure they go back way back in the day. And some of my favorite Christmas albums are older artists. Bing Crosby, Barry Manilow, the greats, of course. Like, there's so many amazing Christmas records. And I think it's a great idea, especially because Christmas is such a moneymaker, I guess, would probably be the right words. And, every Christmas, your big pop artists put out a Christmas record, right? Kelly Clarkson, Reba McEntire, of course, you got Mariah Carey that pretty much has missed Christmas. And every year, I'm always interested in seeing who puts out Christmas music. And everybody does. Every country artist. And there's even some metal artists, right? Like Twisted Sister did one a number of years ago that, to me, it's unbelievable. Rob Halford put out one that, to me, wasn't so great, but it was really cool for him to do. I think Christmas music is a really great thing to do, and especially you guys. I think it's so interesting because a lot of artists on our level, especially metal, we don't do that. Like, you guys kind of stand out on your own, in my opinion, because you guys do put out a Christmas. You guys have put out what?
This will be our 13th year.
13th, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you guys have been doing it for years, and obviously, and knowing you all these years, of course, you're not going to do anything that's not going to be a success. Like, I just know you're not. So obviously there's something to that, but I think putting out Christmas music, I think is amazing. I really do. And whether it's original or the classics, I think it's always a really cool thing. For me, I'm a classic guy. When we were kids, I'm not one for this big contemporary Christmas stuff that comes out, but I like it. Everybody has their own thing, and who doesn't love a great Christmas record? It's awesome.
Oh, I agree. Let me give you some statistics just to give you an idea. And this is just from Google. I did some random searches just to put some text in and see what it came up with. So approximately 20% of all music sales occur during the holiday season, from mid-November to the end of December. During the peak week around Christmas, holiday music itself can make up over 10% of the total on-demand audio streaming and sales. Now, they're saying although in recent years it is slightly decreased. We're not talking by much, a percent or so. The holidays music share of U.S. on-demand audio stream grows significantly, it actually peaked in 2023, I think it peaked, according to this. One source indicates that 43% of holiday music streams occur in the 12 days preceding Christmas Day.
Oh,
isn't that
really?
crazy?
That is crazy.
Within that 12% of annual plays happen on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day alone. You know, because people are, like you, popping on your TV or on your phone or one of your apps or your streaming services because you're trying to fill the atmosphere. You got people over and things like that. Holiday season is also a prime time for artists to boost their revenue through dedicated campaigns for new and previously released material, as well as cataloged holiday songs. I mean, because some of the artists that are, say, older artists, you know, like you're talking like Bing Crosby or, you know, Dean Martin, so on and so forth, Brenda Lee, things like that, those songs pop up and they're played everywhere. Those back catalogs are still making money.
Yeah.
Probably making more money in those 6 to 8 weeks, depending on when certain stations start playing them or something like that. But even Sirius XM has, I think they have 2 or 3 dedicated all year round holiday stations that will play a variety of things. So that's pretty amazing. Older classic holiday songs, which are considered catalog music, which we mentioned before, are a significant part of holiday music market. In 2022, catalog music made up 70% of the entire U.S. music market. That means 70% of all music that was heard at that point in time was catalog music. So you're only talking 30% worth of new music in 2022.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah. December can also be a good time to debut new music as fans show willingness to sample new songs from their favorite artists during the holidays. Now, it says that 75% of shoppers typically enjoy hearing holiday songs, and it encourages them to increase their spending because it changes their attitudes. That's pretty interesting.
I totally believe that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, it's kind of like use that Walt Disney World type thing. There's sounds, colors, and smells being pumped into the atmosphere, which gets you in this mode and gets you into spending money. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, and about 20% of all music sales take place in the last 6 weeks of the year. To go back to the question, is holiday music or holiday-themed music something worth doing as an artist? I, from the very beginning, say yes. Like I said, I'm in my 13th year of doing holiday music. We did not plan to do it every year, but it turned out that way because it became a tradition within the band and with our listeners. You know, we did one song in 2012, and we threw in some of our other songs to promote an upcoming album that was going to come out in January following the holiday to kind of just push it along. And the song did well. Like, we got FM play, and it was all over the place, and it kind of shocked us. We decided that the following year, we'll do some classics. It was an original song. We wrote an original song. And then the next year, we did, like, Jingle Bells and Hark the Herald Angels Sing or something like that. But we did a metal version of it, and we did the main parts of the song, and then we added our own sections. And they were just instrumentals. And they did well. Now, I picked them because there was no copyrights to them, right? You could do whatever you want with them. Then we decided, hey, let's do some more originals, along with some of the other traditional music. And it just one thing after another. And by the second year, third year, people were like, hey, you guys releasing another song this year? And we're like, well, we didn't really think about it. And like, I usually write the song. Like, I already have next year's written. I write it after, we start the promo and stuff for the current holiday song because I'm in the mode. And then I'll shelf it. I'll shelf it till like April, May. Then I pull it out, listen to the demos. I start working on it so that by August, we're recording it. And it's usually wrapped up. Well, I usually have it wrapped up by mid-September. Some of the guys now like to drag their heels, so it's probably around October now that I'm getting it all wrapped up. But the beauty of it is that we have so much catalog music now, all our own. We have 13, 14, 15, I think, original songs. There was like 7 or 8 traditional songs that we did. And we rotate through a number of them each year. We just pull them back out. Sometimes I've remixed them, remastered them, put a new video out for it or whatever. But it's always new to somebody. But it's that time of year where it just makes sense. And it's never old, is it? It's never old.
No, it's never old.
And that's the beauty of it. And then we package it in a CD. And now we have enough material that we shuffle through. Each year it's something a little different. You know, some of the popular songs will stay on. We had one of our holiday songs go to #1 in Australia back in, I don't even remember when. That's how bad it is. I don't know, maybe 2018 or something like that. Yeah, 2017, 2018, something like that. But for us, it's a break from the norm. Like, we get to write in different styles. We get to have fun with it. It's all major chords rather than minor chords. And we've experimented with rock, hard rock, heavy metal. We've done punk-style songs. We've done piano songs, acoustic songs that kind of borderline almost a rock country type feel, at least for us. Here's the beauty of it in a business end, and I say this every year to people. From the time it releases, and it's usually prior to Thanksgiving, so just say from Thanksgiving to Little Christmas, which is January 6th, we usually get more airplay than all year long with our regular music, and will be played on stations and programs and playlists that we wouldn't be on at all during the year, because there's a safeness and a jolliness to Christmas music that allows you to overlook certain genres. If it's a good song, it's a good song. And there's more out there than you think. Like, I've been on some shows where it's been showcased along with a bunch of other music from independent artists all over the place. And there's some pretty crazy stuff out there. It's holiday themed. People go off the rails with it. So in a business sense, it's huge. So why not do it? Like, because even if you only did it once, every year you just put it out again.
Yep.
Now you have something in your catalog that makes sense.
Yep.
It's been a benefit to us. We've been able to promo with shows, tours. One year, 2016, I believe, we partnered with a craft brewing company. You know, we had like a Merry Metal line of brew. We had, like, I think with the Wrecking Ball, we had the Wild Card, and I forget what the other one was. And it was a limited time thing, and people could order it, and the brewing company would send it out and things like that. We had some acoustic shows around it to promote it. There's all this business aspect to it, on top of it being just fun and an opportunity to explore different writing styles. And, you know, you don't have to get pigeoned in. I remember one guy goes, Corners of Sanctuary releasing yet another holiday song, just like all the other ones. It's like, well, yeah, okay, then don't listen to it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean?
Exactly,
I mean, is there something similar to all the songs? Yeah, probably, because you're trying to keep them holiday-like. I remember one guy, when we were doing the traditional songs, we were doing them as instrumentals, and the guy had a problem with it. Well, then don't listen to it. I mean,
you're right, don't listen.
So then one year we put in some vocals to it. People loved it just the same. So that's what I'm saying. There's all this different opportunity to have with it. So much so that we only focused on our Merry Metal Christmas packages. Number of years ago, we did a song that just so happened it had nothing to do with Halloween originally, but it just so happened to release within that season. We did it, and that was it. Song went away. We played it a couple times live. It never seemed to really gel for us 100%. We're like, okay, whatever. But we had a great time with it. We shot a video for it on location, all that kind of stuff. It was whatever. Back when it was worth doing all that stuff. Now it's now I don't want to go on location for anything. Nothing. Our last on location video, we did a couple during COVID. I was like, nah, I'm done with this, man. This is craziness. But anyway, now it's like, if I can't do it digitally, we're not doing it. I'll just put up a picture of the album and let the song play. There you go. A visualizer. That works good enough for me. But was it last year or the year before? A DJ out in L.A., reaches out and go, hey, that song, Hide No More, can you get it to us? We like to play it on our Halloween show. And I'm like, man. So I says, I got to find it. What happened was I had lost a lot of files, and that was one of the songs that was in a backup that got lost in the process. But I found a working copy of it. I says, listen, give me a day or two. I'll remix it, have something ready for it. Okay. So it did it. It was well worth doing anyway, clean it up. We sent it out to them. He comes back and he goes, artwork. I go, artwork? I go, the song's like 10 years old, man. I go, just put anything you want on it. He goes, now I got to have artwork. So I put some artwork together, and as the artwork's being put together, I go, maybe we could do a comic of this around the song. So then all of a sudden, we sent the guy the artwork, song, whatever. In 2.5 weeks, we got connected with somebody, and we literally put together an 11 by 17 two-sided, full-color comic book based on the song. The song's called Hide No More. It's about Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But we had a twist to it. We added some characters to it. I figured we're going to just do whatever we want. It's based on the song. We wound up putting together a 16-song CD to go along with it called The Monster Inside. They're pretty much like all B-sides, songs that never released, or they were more deep cuts, longer songs. They weren't cut down to 3:05, or now, like what we talked about in the other episode, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And that's another beauty about why I like Christmas songs. I can make them short, sweet, in, out, boom.
In, out, done. Yep.
You get your verse, your chorus, a little changeover, quick lead maybe, and then you take that chorus and you work it and you fade it out. It's done, whatever.
Out.
Yeah, done. There's 2 minutes. We produced this comic book. Now we have a little Halloween theme, song, CD, and comic book that we make available each year. This year, because the show schedule was a lot different, we did sell some at the shows, but we had less shows this year, but we sent a lot out. We put that out online, and, we made them available so that we could ship them. I think it's like $20. You get a CD, a comic book, and it's shipped out to your house all for $20. You can't beat that. Can't beat it.
No. It's a holiday song.
Yeah, and you got one. I think you got a comic book.
Of course I did. Of course. Yes, I did.
You are listening to the Cosmick Voice with your hosts, Chris Natalini and Mick Michaels.
Now, let me ask you this, since we're talking about it. How do you approach writing a Christmas song?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, you get caught into the same old trappings, which I do as well. I take a theme, and over the course of the years doing this, we've explored some different stuff. Like, we did a real heavy song called Driven Snow. It's literally about just driving in the snow to get to your holiday gathering, right? But it has this heavy Halford type of riff to it. It's a very whimsical thing, but if you actually read through the lyrics, you're like, well, this has nothing to do with holiday. And it doesn't, so it was something different. But then there was stuff we talked about, like one year was you're counting the days till Christmas comes. What I usually come up with is a line or two, and then I build everything around that. Say, this year is, what if Christmas was every day? And then I build up, what would it be like if it was Christmas every day? And I know people said, wow, if it was Christmas every day, you wouldn't appreciate it and stuff. But technically, you realize by the end of the song, it is Christmas every day for the person in the song because they found the person that they wanted to be with. So it is Christmas every day. But you use Christmas imagery to kind of pull everything together. And like one year, one of our popular ones was Get on the List, and it was about, you had to be good to get on Santa's list because you didn't want to be left out. We did that. Last year it was Christmas Fairy Tale, which was kind of cool. We did a Naughty and Nice type of thing where we released the Christmas Fairy Tale song along with our version of Paranoid. So you had the good and bad type thing. It was kind of cool like that. So that was the first time we ever did that. It was kind of like an offshoot of our Merry Metal Christmas package called Naughty and Nice or something like that. It was both. We got both or something. I don't know. Metalheads, I guess, can be both, right?
Absolutely. So basically, when you start writing for a Christmas song, you first find a theme and then take it from there.
The theme is more like what's the words in my head and what is it that I want to explore or do. Just like writing any other song, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's times when, like last year, Christmas Fairy Tale was supposed to be another acoustic song because I often write them on acoustic guitar. And I'm like, oh, you know what? We'll make this more of a ballad. Every year I go, we're going to do a ballad, right? And then it never happens. I'm like, you know what? We got to add a little bit of guitar here and keep it upbeat. And like we did one called Rockin' the Holiday, very punkish for us. more maybe mainstream type of punk, like when the Ramones did the rock and roll high school type of thing, as opposed to some of their other stuff, more mainstream. Because again, like I look at it, I'm trying to reach a larger audience with these songs. Even when I was younger, I always wanted to do holiday songs. I love holiday music, and I actually am one of those guys that has it on his app all year round. So, there's, whatever. I have a little lighted Christmas tree that stays up all year round. One of those old-time ceramic ones. It's part of a family collection, So there's always Christmas type of thing. You know me personally, so I'm always kind of bringing up Christmas somewhere down the line. When you're in a band, sometimes not everybody's on board with that. And I've talked about this before in a lot of different interviews and things. When we were kids, the holiday music that metalheads did was more like tongue-in-cheek things.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't until, Trans-Siberian Orchestra came into to the fold and took our sounding music, basically Savatage said, you know what, let's get mainstream here and make some big sales during that 6-week period. That metalhead started saying, hey, you know what, there's something here to that. And I was like, wow, I was one of those guys early on board, like, this is amazing. Of course, none of my stuff sounds anywhere near like that, but it still was an inspiration that, like, hey, you know what, this is what I want to do. And when this band was put together, this was one of my goals. I had a list of things that I wanted to cover in this band. Doing some holiday music was definitely something that I wanted to do and I wanted to make happen. One of the early stipulations was told, hey, let's not make this too, for lack of a better word, religious, secular, non-secular, this kind of thing, so we don't have any entanglements or we don't start swaying people's idea of what we are. I go, okay, I get what you're saying. But I've been able to slip things in anyway. I mean, listen, if you're going to write truthfully, you're going to write the way you feel. And I think it comes off better that way. And that's why I think that it's been working and we're still doing it. And people ask us every year about it. I mean, as of the recording of this show, the new single releases tomorrow. And I've already had like weeks of people going, hey, when's that new thing coming out? When's this coming out? Is there going to be a CD? Stuff like that. Which is cool, man. I mean, like, you think about it. I wish they would do that all year round. Like, hey, you know what I mean? I've had like 5 other releases this year. Crickets. But you put out something that not everybody celebrates Christmas, of course, but universally, you'll have more people that will be involved in Christmas than listen to traditional heavy metal.
Yes.
Hence why I get more airplay and awareness at places that I would never, ever, ever get, which to me is amazing. And just on a business end, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you
that
do
is
it?
correct. Why wouldn't you do it?
And if you feel, well, I don't have the vocalist, our band doesn't have the vocalist to do this, okay, then do an instrumental. Some of these guys are amazing players, and I'm positive they could do things that would just blow your mind. It'd be an incredible type of thing. For me, I want them short, sweet. I want them upbeat. I want to have fun with it and then let it run on its own. Like, it doesn't have to be. Believe it or not, I've spent the last couple years trying to write several epics. Like, literally, I was going to put stories together and have this long thing. And it was never to be done live, of course, but it was just going to be kind of like a long play EP that one song rolled into the other, telling maybe, Ebenezer Scrooge tale along with some other twists and turns. And I still have them on the deck and I work with them here and there, but it's like I'm saying to myself, yeah, this is kind of cool. Maybe this, when I reach that Kip Winger stage, maybe I'll get into that. But for right now, with everything else, I like these quick upbeat songs that I can get on a chart somewhere or get a lot of airplay. They're an easy fill in. Like I said, you got to get on playlists and things of that nature. And this time of the year, man, people are way more open, for a lack of a better word, to these kind of things. You know how to, like you said, the statistics show that holiday music puts people in a certain mood to spend more money. So, I mean,
it's not a lie.
It's not a lie.
How many times have you walked into a store and you heard, Brenda Lee, and you could feel your body change. Like, you could feel that energy just in those first couple notes, man. I mean, it's definitely a thing.
And I think we've talked about this in past episodes about different things. We have done holiday-themed shows, even in our Christmas in July, you may want to check out when we talk to Santa.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one. That's one of Chris's favorites. But
it is one of my favorites.
The holiday season just conjures up tons of nostalgia. Think about it. We listen to music that was long before our time. We're still Bing Crosby and Brenda Lee and, so on and so forth. You're listening to this stuff from the late 30s and the 40s and Ella Fitzgerald and so on and so forth. And if you listen to some of those traditional holiday ones, the stations or something, like you're hearing some pretty, not obscure, but things that probably haven't been heard that often in a long, long time. This is why it's such a good business thing. Because in the last 15 years, holiday music is a genre unto itself, but it's become a business. Otherwise, major artists wouldn't do it. They go in, they know when they sign brand new guys, they know they're going in. There's people that have Christmas albums out, artists, that you wouldn't even know that they had Christmas albums out.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't consider, what? They got one?
Yeah.
Dojo Cat has one? Oh, yeah, really?
It's true. Yeah. So true.
Mary J. Blige has one, and it's amazing stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you see the real artist in those type of tracks, in my opinion. Yeah. You see where they're... I realize that people often pick the popular ones because they want people to pick up their CD or whatever and go, these are songs I want to hear. I love the way they sing, so why don't we put these on the whatever. And because of the business of Christmas... It doesn't matter what your background or culture or religion is or faith, persuasion, because you go with what sells. You go with what the majority of people... Again, I'm going to say, universally, more people celebrate or indulge in some form of Christmas than they listen to traditional heavy metal music.
That's right.
Because you'll listen to artists that you may not listen to throughout the year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, honestly, I don't listen to Bing Crosby. But I'll listen to him throughout the holidays. Now, I listen to Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, but I grew up with that.
Right.
But so when you're hearing them do holiday classics, like, man, this is like icing on the cake.
Yes.
It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it. I've played shows during the holidays. Always loved playing shows during the holidays. It's always fun. I wear a Santa hat, sometimes with lights and stuff like that. It's just a cool thing. So why not add it to your catalog? Independent artists, your back catalog is just as important as a major artist. Yeah, you're not pulling in the same numbers. But again, that music is always new to somebody. And the George Lucas mentality model is you can always put it back into the machine, tweak it here and there, and spit it back out. And all of a sudden you have a new package to add to, sell to, bring to light. Example is that song Hide No More. That song disappeared, and then all of a sudden now it has a life. We didn't have a Halloween package before. Now we do. We went from one song to a comic to a 16-song CD compilation of material that most people probably, unless you bought certain CDs at the show, you probably wouldn't have heard, because more than half of those songs, we don't even have them on our digital platforms.
Yes.
There are songs that they're only available on CD. You have to get them at the show or order them on our website, but they're not digitally released. So, again, they're new to somebody. And it gave us a reason to remix and master them to newer standards.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, definitely. You guys definitely hit that George Lucas mentality of, being able to recreate and tweak something from, many years ago, that you weren't expecting to do anything with.
No. That's the beauty about the art form that we do. How many stories have you heard where a band all of a sudden is discovered years after they broke up? And then these guys get back together for a short term. It's usually a train wreck for most of them. But anyway, they give it a shot. They go to several festivals and they shoot documentaries and whatever. And then they just disappear again and go back to making donuts or whatever they were doing before. It's crazy. But listen, man, holiday music, you do it. Just give it a shot. Put it out there. Even if it's silly. It doesn't matter. People like themed things. They'll give it a listen. They really will. I mean, some of the obscure music that's out there is sometimes just theme molded. And it can take you someplace else, and then it can take you someplace else. Listen, I've had a lot of listeners discover my band for the first time through our holiday music. I
believe it.
Cannot complain about that.
Yeah, I believe that.
that's not everybody. I'm not converting everybody to traditional heavy metal, because if that was the case, I'd be doing a lot better. But, I've talked to you privately. I've talked about the band and go, maybe we'll just do Christmas music.
Right.
We'll spend the year, we'll write, a bunch of songs, and we'll release them every year, and then we'll tweak other ones. Because when you look at the numbers of them 6 weeks, you're like, man, why would I even bother the other months? Like, I'm dead. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I do.
It's something to think about for sure. And if you don't think you have the vocals for it, instrumentals, man, instrumentals. Because we did that a couple years.
You don't need great vocals to do a holiday Christmas song. I mean, you don't. Dee Snider is not the greatest singer on the planet, and that album is unbelievable. There's so many Christmas songs out there where the singer is not the greatest singer, and you don't have to be. You can still get the same feeling from a Christmas song, whether you're the best singer or not.
Absolutely. I mean, even with your regular music, I guess it works the same way.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But, worst case, you get inspired, you take a different look at what you're capable of. You can find some strengths in it. You can find some new avenues. We often experiment a lot during the making of these songs, both in our writing. And again, some people may go, you're not really taking a chance. But for us, there is a chance. Again, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you did something like this. There's a possibility that you could throw your career off. People be like, there was a rigidness sometimes. Now, there's a lot more openness in terms of what artists do and what they release and stuff. So it's no time like the present. We also sonically sometimes experiment. We throw different things in, different kinds of keyboards, stuff like that, other types of instruments. It's really fun, man. It's just a fun thing to do. If you market it and promote it correctly, it can be a huge benefit, a huge asset. And like I said from the very beginning, every year you're releasing it. Every year you can re-release it. It's always popular. Mariah Carey's Christmas album every year goes through the roof. You would think that enough people bought it by now. And,
you would think, right?
And everybody makes fun of it, and they're, it's that time of the year, we're going to start, to thaw in Mariah Carey and all that. But it generates, you can't get that status of being made fun of unless you've actually achieved something of note.
Yep, that is 1,000% correct.
So hopefully I have that chance, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know, Bob. What do you think? You got anything else you want to add?
No, man, no. Holiday music, why not? Just do it.
Just do it. If you like that episode, check out some of our other episodes at www.thecosmickvoice.com. Step into the Cosmickverse and have a very merry, merry Christmas. Thanks so much for listening. This is the Cosmick Voice. If you have a question, a topic idea, or something you want us to address, just contact us through our Facebook page at The Cosmick Voice. You can listen to The Cosmick Voice at Spotify, Breaker, Apple, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and at thecosmickview.com. Check us out on Facebook at The Cosmick Voice.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. If you're hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode. And for that, Mick and I would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we hope you enjoyed this new episode. And if you did, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes of The Cosmick Voice. And you can get in touch with us through thecosmickvoice.com and, of course, all of the Cosmick Voice social medias. Take care and be safe.
You're listening to The Cosmick Voice. Music, talk, and nothing but business.